Hi, it's Mike from FlexRadio, and I'm here with Hayley, a new Kilo 5 Hotel Mike Victor. You just got your extra.
Yes,
Congratulations.
thank
Just
you.
heard that last week. And Hayley is our Director of Software Engineering here at FlexRadio. So I coerced Hayley to come on and tell us about what's going on in her world, which is pretty fascinating stuff. And we're introducing SmartSDR version 4. And this is a huge change, right, for us. And this is going to make I was going to say your life easier, maybe not, but it's going to make it a lot more streamlined.
Yeah,
Correct. So
yeah,
what can you tell us of why we're going down this path?
yeah. So the simple answer is we wanted to control our own destiny licensing wise. So in previous iterations of our software, we've always had some kind of third party integration to help us handle licensing. And that limited us in the way we could do things and our creativity for different ideas. This is why, it was only major releases that we were licensing. So a version 1, 2, 3 type of thing, because we were very limited by these third-party tools. And then in recent years, we have been growing the software team and been investing a lot of time and engineering kind of ingenuity into how we can improve the amateur market and our amateur product. And one of those was kind of taking licensing in our own hands. And so we decided to implement our own licensing system with the tools we have. And that's kind of what we're switching to now. So with this new licensing system, it's a little bit more overhead because we're managing it, but we have full control over it. We are able to do a lot of creative things like this version 4, which instead of being a major version release, it is a release of features at different points in time. And this allows users to, only pay for an update if they are interested in the features, as well as keep getting bug fixes and keep everybody on the same version. So software-wise, we're not supporting, 3 different versions of software. And so
Oh,
it's
hold on, right
really
there. So the features are the new toys that we all want. That's what makes the radio great, right? We don't have to buy a new radio. We just buy new features for a lot less money.
exactly, yeah. And it won't affect how you use your radio in the day to day. It's just those bonus things that you think are fun. Instead of going and buying brand new equipment that you have to fiddle with and put in your shack, you can just update for the year and get new toys.
Right. And we'll talk about this in a minute. So next question. So there's, I guess, 3 versions of SmartSDR: SmartSDR Basic, SmartSDR Plus, and SmartSDR Early Access. So SmartSDR Basic, let's talk about that. What does that cost?
That is nothing. So
For
everybody,
everybody.
yep.
Yeah.
So everybody, whether you are currently on version 1 or currently on version 2 or currently on version 3, you can update to the newest and latest SmartSDR and get all of the bug fixes.
Okay. And there's more than bug fixes. You also have if you're on version 2 and stuff, or 1, there's a ton of performance improvements, right? It's just faster.
Exactly. Yeah. Version 1 and version 2 have not been supported software wise just due to the overhead. And so if you're on those versions, you're kind of getting an update to the radio as well that you'll see a lot of differences.
Perfect. Thank you. So the other 2 programs, SmartSDR Plus, let's talk about that first. SmartSDR Plus is about the features, correct?
Correct.
And they don't expire, so I only buy them one time.
Correct. Yes. Once you've bought a feature or you subscribe for a year and you get all the features that come out in that year, you will never lose access to them.
So if I subscribed now, from now until, because it's the end of October, anything new you come out with, I own it, stays in the radio, never goes away. I sell the radio, it goes with the radio. So
Correct.
the
Yes.
radios, for our software guys, is this big license key that goes with it, and which makes it very simple. If you're selling your radio later, that you're selling it with this feature set as well.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, that's great. And so that's good. Now, SmartSDR Early Access. Tell us what SmartSDR Early Access is.
So SmartSDR Early Access is a option that you can buy in order to get features early and start contributing to the feedback of those features. So our software team is growing, and again, we're investing a lot of time, but we're actually not all ham operators. And so a lot of times when we implement these features, they're of the lens of a very, technical. So an example is if we have a DSP algorithm, we're thinking in a DSP math sense, and we'll run all these, simulations through, signals that we generate. But not in the real world operation. And we don't often know really well how things are going to be used in the real world operation by actual operators. And so the early access is our ability to say, hey, we've done something really cool, and we want your early feedback on it to help us make this the best feature it can be for a wider audience. And so as an early access subscriber, you get the features early, especially ones, that have this kind of feedback loop. And we will ask you all types of questions of how you operate it, what could be better, what could be improved, as well as give us ideas for the future. With this new model, we're going to be having to make plans in order to meet our new features. So your subscription is worth it.
Good. And you buy a early access license or feature license that's good for 365 days type of thing.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, the fun part. We have a whole new set of features, and we're going to talk about them, I think, pretty much for the first time. So what's the cool new features you've got?
I'll start with the first one, which is the relative noise floor scaling. And so what this is this is a UI feature where you can set the location of your noise floor for each pan adapter to wherever you want. So as Mike has up here, if you turn it on, it will flip on our relative noise floor scaling, and then you'll be able to adjust where you want the pan adapter on the screen. This is a pretty cool algorithm in the sense that to use it, we are basically detecting where the noise floor is. So this is an 8K only due to processing power, but we detect where the noise floor is in order to place it on your screen. And this kind of noise floor detection opens us up to a lot more very cool things to do in the future. But this is the sneak peek of what we've been able to do thus far.
Which you can't tell us about yet.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, great. Okay, that's one.
The next one available for everybody is diversity enhanced signal clarity. So this one we've actually pulled from the recesses of PowerSDR. So as I've been told, I've never used PowerSDR, but we used to have this enhanced signal clarity feature in PowerSDR, where basically in diversity mode, where you have a parent and a child slice, you can adjust the audio phase and gain of the two slices in order to, get the best type of clarity you want for these diversity slices. Yeah, so you turn on diversity, and then you turn on ESC, and then you can adjust phase and gain through those sliders or by clicking anywhere on that coordinate circle. And then that plus 180 is a 180 phase flip.
Yeah, and this actually looked really good on the Maestro too. The 180 phase flip was, I think, my request. And what happens is often we want to use it to peak a signal, but it's often easier to null a signal first, right? And so you would null it and then flip the phase 180 degrees, and ideally you would be peaking the signal.
Yeah, and this is also available for 6K and 8K.
On the two SCU radios, so the 66, 67, and the 86?
Yes.
Okay, great.
So those are the features you will see if you subscribe to SmartSDR Plus right away. The extra features, if you are an early access member. The next feature is CW Auto Tune. This is a 6K and 8K available feature. And what this allows the user to do is to basically lock on to the highest CW signal in the passband. So if you're getting close to a CW signal and you just want to lock right on, you can auto tune and it'll auto adjust right to that signal. We have two modes for this, which is partially the reason for the early access. So we've done a couple of interesting things. One is called one-shot mode, which is where when you click the CW auto tune button, it'll just go directly to tune to that signal. The other option is intermittent, where every 2 seconds it will tune to the highest signal in the passband. And then the next feature we have is the digital voice keyer. So this one also is highly requested from the archives. But this allows you to make 12 recordings. These recordings can be previewed, recorded straight onto the device, and also transmitted. So you could take a recording, maybe it's your call sign, a CQ, and then play it through this digital voice keyer interface. Similar to our CWX interface, it will lock on to the F keys. So you can use the F keys to, yep, I want to do recording 1 and my response is recording 2, and you can name them. They'll also show you the length, and you can also preview them if you're like me and you recorded them and then forgot what they were.
Yeah. And you can also upload your own WAV files, I think.
Yes, it is WAV files only right now.
Yeah. So I played with this. It was very good. You can go into Audacity, make your recordings, do a little bit of compression if you want, trim them down nice and tight, and upload them. And then you have 12 F keys ready to play CQ Contest or whatever, or CQ POTA or whatever you're working on. Wonderful.
Exactly. And then at the top, if everybody sees at the top right of this little panel, your shortcuts enabled is if you're using an external application like N1MM or something else that uses your F keys, you can turn that off. And that way you're not, transmitting random things where you don't expect.
Yeah, the hotkey competition is quite entertaining. We learned a couple on the contest this weekend. Okay.
And then finally, we have done an overhaul of our noise reduction algorithms. And so this has a variety of different changes for the 6K and the 8K. So the 8K has some different ones that the 6K does not, but we can walk through them. So one of the first things we did, and this will be available for everybody, even SmartSDR basic members, is we improved our regular NR. So this NR is the same algorithm that's always been on a FlexRadio, but it's improved. We basically took our DSP expertise that we've learned by implementing these other algorithms and made improvements to how we calculate NR in the regular version. Right now, it's just the NR button. And so
there's, by the way, there are flyouts on here that say what they are. They're not making it to the screen capture, but right now, and subject to change maybe because I think we're still discussing the wording a little bit, noise reduction mitigates random or uncorrelated noise from the receiver audio for the traditional noise. Okay. And then we have a noise blanker again.
Yep. The noise blanker is exactly the same as it has been. So that has not been messed with. And that is still available for everybody, even SmartSDR basic members.
Right. And that says mitigates periodic noise from the receiver audio.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The ANF is the automatic notch filter, which is a powerful tool.
Yes. And the ANF has also benefited from our DSP chops being sharpened because we have improved that as well. And that is for all members, SmartSDR basic and up. For those that don't know, ANF is kind of like the opposite of NR in the algorithm we use. And so it kind of worked out to adjust both of them.
Okay. And it says mitigates tones such as carriers and heterodynes from the receiver audio. And I assume it'll do multiple tones rather than just one?
Yes.
Excellent. So then we get to NRL, which is a legacy noise reduction, mitigates random or uncorrelated noise from the receiver audio using the original LMS algorithm, which means least mean square. No, I didn't know that ahead of time. I had help. What do you want to tell us about that one?
Yeah, so this was the noise reduction algorithm we had in the Power SDR and in early versions of SmartSDR that actually got basically put to the side for the NR that you all have seen in the last couple of releases. And so what we did is we revived that one. Partially, our approach here is to do a plethora of noise reduction algorithms because what we found in experimenting is there's all kinds of noise you're going to encounter as an operator based off your setup, based off your antenna, your location, what's going on in your house. And so our goal was to try to use a plethora of different algorithms in order to have everybody be able to have their favorite one that works the best for them. So we basically took the old algorithm we used to use, spruced it up, and put it in both our 6K and 8K series.
Nice. Okay, NRS. NRS means noise reduction spectral, mitigates random or uncorrelated noise using spectral subtraction. And that sounds like a whole lot of fun math.
Yeah, a whole lot of fun math. There are some very nice papers on spectral subtraction, and using that as a noise reduction algorithm. And so this is our take on using that. We found a spectral subtraction open source library that we can use called Speaks. That basically we integrated into the 8K series to allow us to use spectral subtraction as a noise mitigation. On all of these, they're all going to have their quirks. And so with spectral subtraction, we've seen that it works best on voice, not with carriers.
Okay. RNN is the noise reduction with NN? Mitigates random uncorrelated. Oh, neural network. Using neural network. Does that mean my brain does it? Somebody's brain?
Yeah, so RNN is actually probably the most fun, in my opinion, to implement because it is using AI, a buzzword, in order to mitigate noise. So it is a trained on voice noise reduction algorithm, and we have the ability to keep training it. So this one's really fun and it's cool now, but it will only get better as we are able to add more data and train our model that's in here.
You're going to get asked this, so I'll ask it now. Are we going to want people's collection of noise in their areas to train this?
Yeah, I mean, maybe if you're an early access member.
Okay.
That might be up my sleeve.
Noise reduction with filter mitigates random or uncorrelated noise from the receiver using a filter. Again, so all of these are sort of in the digital domain. And you said it's in the IQ data stream that comes out of the FPGA type of thing, right? And then,
yep, exactly. Okay. So the FPGA will feed us the information and the CPU will do the calculations. This is why some of these features are only available on the 8K instead of the 6K because of the computing power needed for them. For NRF, it is a spectral subtraction algorithm with some additional filtering that we found. So this one is designed here in Flex, and it was kind of using our DSP expertise to utilize the papers we've seen on spectral subtraction and make something work.
Okay, 2 more to go. The ANFL legacy automatic notch filter uses the least mean square for unwanted tones. Heterodynes, it's a different version of the other one?
Correct, yes. So similar to the NRL, this is the legacy Power SDR, early versions of SmartSDR, ANF algorithm we used to use, just revamped and brought back to life for SmartSDR basic and up members.
Perfect. And lastly, the ANFT, which is the automatic notch filter, says FFTs, which you can elaborate on, suppresses persistent and unwanted tones, but now we're using fast Fourier transforms, right?
Yeah.
Almost sound like I know what I'm talking about because I have no clue.
Yeah, so for this one, we utilized some of the coolness that you saw in CW Auto Tune, some of the mechanics and engineering that went behind that allow us to do cool things like identify signals within your passband, which is where kind of our ANFT came. So we took the knowledge of knowing where signals are and kind of smartly canceling them out.
So in all of these, we're still optimizing, training, learning. You mean you will probably make changes to these in subsequent updates?
Yes, for sure. So the plan would be these are early access features, and we'll let them go to early access. And then we'll get a lot of feedback there. I have different forms and different types of questions I'm going to ask the early access members, and then I'll digest that ourselves and we'll make adjustments accordingly before even the SmartSDR Plus members will see it. And then after that, we will always be making adjustments to fit everybody's needs.
So we originally designed back in 2012 that there was going to be a new version of SmartSDR every 1 or 2 years. And here it is, almost 12 or 13 years later, we have 3 versions. So we've sort of failed in that. And part of that's due to distraction in the commercial world, which has been hugely beneficial for us, which I know you're, so much involved in. But this licensing model, this feature model, now allows us to bring features forward to immediately, I'm not going to lie, generate revenue. Every company needs to make some money. And it helps people like Steve, our CTO, and 5AC to put stuff in the ducks in a right row type of thing to say, look, if we bring out new features, we can go generate more licensing money. But this is going to help us because we'll be able to implement these features much more rapidly.
Yes. Yeah, we'll be able to spend dedicated time to our amateur community with these features, which I think is a huge improvement from, the recent years, with our focus being on the commercial side. And we are going to be able now to move our focus a little bit more towards this amateur side. Another thing is we've been working very hard with our larger software team to squash some of those very long-standing bugs. I don't want anybody to get too excited, but there is, a revamp of things like DAX coming, which have been plaguing forever. And, that we're really working on trying to get something solid for everybody, even if you don't subscribe to the SmartSDR Plus or SmartSDR Early Access.
And this actually, you make a really good point. DAX has gone on much longer than any of us want, including us. And it was coming to the risk that we were going to fix DAX, and it was only going to be fixed in version 3, which would orphan out the version 1 and version 2 customers.
Exactly.
And then they would have to buy their way up 3 for a significant bug fix in performance and stuff. So this is much better that way as well. I actually think this model is loads better than what we used to do, because I have friends and customers. I have people that I'm into early access. I want the latest, greatest. And I got other friends that aren't going to touch anything unless it's been out for a year. And neither one is wrong.
Yeah. And it's very exciting for us on the software team. Number one, to have everybody on the same version, just because it makes, management and your development operations a lot easier. And number two, there's this renewed spirit and focus on these way backlog features. They've been asked for forever. Steve, our CTO, shared with me a running sheet he's had of all the suggestions from all the shows he's been to for the last, 10 years, that now we have new eyes on and new light on. So there's going to be a lot of very cool things kind of being pulled from the backlog as well.
Is it getting easier to get to rapidly produce these features than maybe it was before,
Yes.
2 years ago?
Yeah, definitely. We have grown the team, and to be able to deliver on these types of things, and that's also very exciting. So it's good to be in work,
Well, Hayley, I wanted to thank you for taking the time to join us, and I think this is cool. This is really exciting.
Yes. Well, thank you for having me.
Thanks. 7-3, everybody.